18 months left on his deal. I'm talking Marcus Rashford, Trev.
Yeah.
Contract talk set to begin before the end of the season. And of course, the top brass told us at Manchester United the other day, come the end of the season, we'll be appointing the new permanent manager. So will Marcus Rashford be involved in that manager's plans? Do United suddenly now have something of a dilemma, do you think, with what to do with Rashford regarding his future at the club?
Probably not. I think they'll want to sign him and keep him at the football club. I've heard people say he's got to concentrate on football. Forget about all the other stuff off the field. Whatever he's done off the field, and we all know it's been well documented, will supersede anything that he does on the field. I think he's a fantastic role model. I think he's an incredible young man. But from a football perspective, I'm struggling to see what position he is. I thought he was at best as a number 9, playing off the back, the last man, running in behind, getting goals, getting assists. Don't really see him as a winger because I can't even, just using my imagination, I can't remember him putting a great cross in for someone to finish it. Don't see him playing number 10. So I'm a little bit...
but whose fault is that? It's not his, is it?
He's had manager after manager after manager. Exactly. I think his best position is number 9. At the moment, you've got Edison Cavani, you've got Ronaldo. He's not going to play a lot of times in that position. So I think the form that you're seeing from Marcus Rashford, it's to do with the way that he's being used at Manchester United. And I feel for him a little bit because he's come off the back of a couple of bad injuries with his neck and his back.
Yeah.
He doesn't look the same. I'm not sure he's in pain, but he doesn't look like he's really... I'm not looking at his facials, but I'm not looking at his body language. He doesn't look like he's enjoying his football. And yeah, I'm a little bit concerned for Marcus because I've used videos with my players as a coach to show him and the intensity that he works at. He's a great trainer. He's a really hard worker. But I'm looking at his performance on pitch and it doesn't add up.
Let me ask you this, and I'm being serious about this. You did it, Simon and I haven't. Many of the listeners never played football at the highest level. On the pitch, do you have to enjoy your football?
Well,
it's your place of work.
Exactly. I'm not bothered about players smiling and all lovey-dovey on all this, but I'm looking at his body language. I'm looking at his work rate. I'm looking at his enthusiasm to want to affect the game. I'm not seeing Marcus Rashford be himself at the moment. So that's why I said, is he carrying an injury? Is something else going on in the background that we don't know about in his personal life? But for those that are going to jump on it and say, oh, he's got to stop doing all this charity work, listen.
That's just a cheap shot, though, isn't it?
Give your head a wobble.
But he's walking around. Body language is a fundamental part of how you approach the subject matter, whether it's work or life per se. So you've got to have the right dynamic, because if your body language is wrong, then mentally you're wrong as well. He's walking around like impending doom. And he looks like it. And if he was ever going to be a number 9, there was a time when they were using Anthony Martial on that role because they were struggling to find somebody, and he still didn't get into that sort of environment. He's unlikely to get there now. I think the challenge is that he's been afforded a lot more courtesy at times than he's probably entitled to. He was allowed to not have an operation by Manchester United to play in the European Championships. And then he was afforded the luxury of having another 2 weeks off after the European Championships to have an operation, to rest and to go on holiday, and then have the operation after that. When really and truly, potentially, the mental approach to this kid's game is part and parcel of the reasons why he's in the conundrum that he's in. I get the impression that he's struggling with Ranić because he started the game in the first half. He was alive for the first 15 minutes. Yet in the second half, when he came out, he was walking around, like I say, impending doom. And it looks to me like something's been said to him in the dressing room, or something he doesn't respond well to or doesn't like. But that, unfortunately, is the byproduct of not being the engine driver. You're the oily rag. You're the player. Yeah. So you have to do things that you don't like. And if you see the body language from him, that's inexcusable. Out of form is one thing, right? Being unavailable to be in form because your body language isn't right and your starting position isn't right, you're on the back of your heels because mentally you're off the game, is a different thing entirely. And I think that's a direct relationship, not injury. That's an excuse. If he's injured, they wouldn't be playing him. The bottom line is I think it's to do with his response to a new regime, and I think a few of them have got a bit of a petted lip. And I hope that's not that. I hope I'm wrong, because I don't think at this stage in his career he's earned the stripes to be somebody that has a petted lip as a senior manager comes in, or whether he's interim or not, whether the authority that he has to work for asks him to do something.
I think you're right on it, Simon. I think the most passionate Manchester United supporter would agree with everything that Simon has just said. The bottom line is, Trevor, he's on a reported 200 grand a week contract. Manchester United have an option whether or not to extend it, should they?
Well, on current performances, you would say no, because, you look at the goals.
Should he?
Maybe he needs a change. Maybe he needs a change from that environment, from that pressure. I think
It's not his gift, is it? It's their gift.
Yeah, but in time, his contract
They'll
will
extend
expire.
it to protect their investment.
Well, he has to agree to extend it.
If they've got the right to extend it, they don't have to have his agreement.
No,
if
but
the
extend
option
it a
is
year,
theirs-
so that's 2 years away then.
If the option is theirs to extend it, it's not his choice in the same way that it wasn't Burnley's choice to keep Chris Wood if there was a release clause.
I understand that.
So he's got
but
no choice in
eventually
it.
that contract will expire, and then maybe it might.
Yeah, of course.
Because I remember Andy Cole talking to me and saying we went to school together, me and Andy, and one of the things that he said was when he left Newcastle and went to Manchester United, one of his difficulties was he didn't realise the pressure that you get. And he nearly went under, and I think the last-minute goal that he scored that just gave him that little bit of extra confidence that he could make it there, and he went on to have an absolutely brilliant time at Manchester United. But a player of his quality, the amount of goals that he used to score for Manchester United, he nearly didn't make it at Manchester United. So it's gobbled up better players than Marcus Rashford before.